Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Four's Company Not Just Jazz concert. This evening I'd like to begin our musical journey with some wise words from Plato, who said, "Music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything." I'd like to introduce the Four's Company Choir. 1. From the stunning Broadway musical A Chorus Line, which opened off Broadway at the Public Theatre on April the 15th, 1975. At the time of its opening, the Public Theatre didn't have enough money to finance this production. They borrowed $1.6 million in order to produce the show. Advance word created such a demand for tickets that the entire season sold out immediately. The producer, Joseph Papp, moved the production to Broadway, and on July 25th, just 3 months later, it opened at the Schubert Theatre, where it ran for 6,137 performances until April 28th, 1990. It remains the 5th longest running Broadway show ever. 1. Somewhere Over the Rainbow. This next song probably needs no introduction as it comes from one of the best-loved musical films of all time, the award-winning 1939 movie, The Wizard of Oz. The song was originally recorded by actress Judy Garland, and over time it became her signature song. Some place where there isn't any trouble. Do you suppose there's such a place, Toto? There must be. It's not a place you can get to by a boat or a train. It's far, far away, behind the moon, beyond the rainbow.
Rainbow. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117. 118
You Raise Me Up, written by the composer Rolf Loveland and lyricist Brendan Graham, both from the group The Secret Garden. This song was originally written as an instrumental piece titled Silent Story. Parts of the melody are based on a traditional Irish tune, Londonderry Air, better known as the 1910 song Danny Boy. Blackbird. This song was written by Paul McCartney, although it was often credited to John Lennon. McCartney once explained that the guitar accompaniment for Blackbird was inspired by J.S. Bach's Bourrée in E minor, a well-known lute piece often played on the classical guitar. As children, he and George Harrison tried to learn the beret as a show-off piece. The beret is distinguished by melody and bass notes played simultaneously on the upper and lower strings of the guitar. McCartney adapted a segment of the beret as the opening of Blackbird and carried the musical idea throughout the song, Blackbird. The Ritz is a popular song written and published in 1929 by Irving Berlin and introduced by Harry Richmond in the musical film Puttin' on the Ritz. The title derives from the slang expression "puttin' on the Ritz," meaning to dress very fashionably. The expression itself was inspired by the very famous and very swanky Ritz Hotel.
White spats and lots of dollars.
first of our guest artists. Today we're hearing from Joshua White on the clarinet. 17-year-old Josh began playing the clarinet just 6 years ago. He started learning from a teacher at Topoluatia College. Then, while he was coming back and forth to the Hawke's Bay to gain experience with the excellent bands over here, he met local teacher Julia Redfern, who is now his full-time teacher. Joshua is also a pupil at Lindisfarne College and is working towards his ATCL exam on the clarinet in 2 months. He also dabbles with playing the bagpipes, alto saxophone, oboe and piano. I'll introduce you to Joshua White. Isn't he just stunning? what the Hawke's Bay is about, isn't it? Bringing youth through in music. It's absolutely wonderful. I'd like to reintroduce the Force Company Choir. We're going to do our next set for you. Josh was accompanied by Margie Cooper, who's a very dear family friend and a very well-known accompanist in the Bay. So if we could give Margaret a good very Pure Imagination. Inspired by the 1964 Roald Dahl novel Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, this is a sweet yet moralistic story, reminding us to never stop believing in the power of imagination whilst remaining true to your inner beliefs and ideals. In the words of the infamous Willy Wonka, anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. Love, a song performed by the legendary British rock band Queen, written by Freddie Mercury in 1979. Having composed Crazy Little Thing on guitar, Freddie decided to play rhythm guitar for the song's debut performance. This was the first time he'd ever played guitar on stage during a live concert. When he was asked about Crazy Little Thing, he said, "Oh, it took me 5 or 10 minutes to write. I did it on the guitar, which I can't play for nuts. And in one way it was quite a good thing because I was restricted, knowing only a few chords. It's a good discipline because I simply had to write within a small framework. I couldn't work through too many chords, and because of that restriction, I wrote a good song, I think. Bohemian Rhapsody, another iconic song by Queen, again written by Freddie Mercury for the band's 1975 album A Night at the Opera. The song has no chorus. Instead, it consists of three main parts: a ballad segment ending with a guitar solo, an operatic passage, and a hard rock section. At the time, it was the most expensive single ever made and remains one of the most elaborate recordings in popular music history. Mercury intended the song to be a mock opera, something outside the norm of rock songs, and it does follow a certain operatic logic. Choruses of multi-tracked voices alternate with aria-like solos, the emotions are excessive, and the plot confusing.
Escape from reality.
Angel. Written in 1997 by pop artist Sarah McLachlan, this haunting song has been interpreted as meaning many different things. Sarah's original inspiration for the song came from the untimely death of her friend Jonathan Melvin from the band Smashing Pumpkins, who died of a drug overdose in 1996. In 1997, following his death, Sarah read several disturbing articles in Rolling Stone magazine and became aware of the magnitude of the problem. More and more often, musicians seem to be turning to drugs in order to cope with the pressure of the music industry. McLachlan says, "This song is about trying not to take responsibility for other people's problems and trying to love yourself at the same time." going to get on with our second half for you. We're going to start with some more guest artists for you, Hayden and Darcy Snell on the piano. These talented 14-year-old twins have been playing piano since they were 7 years old with local piano teacher Jan Beck. Both boys are past winners of the annual Institute of Registered Music Teachers Society Scholarship and have also taken out top prizes in various categories of local competition societies over several years. In addition to being invited to perform at the 2013 ARIA competition, both boys have recently achieved their Grade 6 performance piano with distinction and have been invited to perform at the Examiner's Choice concert in December. I give you Hayden and Darcy Snell.
Good evening, I'm Darcy. My first piece for you today will be Velocity by Vercoe. Hayden, and my first piece today will be Country Sentimental by Christopher Norton. Second piece for you today will be Blackberry Jam by Australian composer Alyssa Miller. my second piece today will be Park Opus 71 No. 3 by Edvard Grieg.
Godspell is a rock musical by Stephen Schwartz and John Michael Televic. The structure of the musical is that of a series of parables based on the Gospel of Matthew. These are interspersed with a variety of modern musical numbers set primarily to lyrics from traditional hymns, with the Passion of Christ treated briefly near the end of the performance. Day by Day is the third song in the show's score and is also reprised as the closing number in the 1973 film version. Its refrain follows a prayer ascribed to the 13th century English bishop, St. Richard of Chichester. May I know thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day.
Day
two masters, God and money. A member of the company then tells a story of a man who spent a lifetime acquiring the good things in life, but who dies before he has time to enjoy them. She then sings, "Bless the Lord," and Jesus tells him not to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Today has problems of its own. Bless the Lord. One woman is cast out as an adulteress. Jesus said, "Let the one of you who is faultless cast the first stone." Her accusers then bow their heads and walk away. Jesus walks over to her and asks, "Woman, where are they now? Has no one condemned you?" The woman answers, "No one, sir." He tells her, then nor shall I. You may go, but do not sin again." As she watches Jesus walk from her, she entreats him to remain by my side.
Where are you going? Where are you going? watch me walk. I can walk. I can walk. I shall call the pebble dead. I shall call the pebble dead. We will talk together about walking. There shall be carried, and when we both have had enough, I will take him from my shoes, singing, meet your new road. Then I'll take your hand, finally glad that you are here by my side, by my side, by my side, by my side, by my
Then the man they called Judas Iscariot went to the chief priests and said, "What will you give me to betray him to you?" They paid him 30 pieces of silver. And from that moment forward, he began to look for an opportunity to betray him.
by my side, 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 by my side.
I'm going to invite Hayden and Darcy back again for you for some double trouble.
Our first duet today is going to be called Gallop. Our second duet will be called Shopaholic by Pamela Wedgwood.
our final section for you now. There was one final group of haunting melodies, rich with emotion and deeply moving. They were songs of hope and anticipation. Some folks called them the sorrow songs. Eventually they'd become to be known as spirituals. They were the soul cry of the black slave longing for freedom. They were born in the fields among the hoed rows of cotton and tobacco. They sprang to life among the salty wharves of the Atlantic harbour and the Mississippi bayou. These songs rose to heaven above the whine of the sawmill and the roar of the waterfalls that drove them. From the painful cries of the female slave enduring yet another violation by the master, these ballads arose. They issued forth from the sweat and the heartache of a lifetime of unrewarded toil. Like a captive eagle, a man's spirit cries out under the tethers of oppression. In the same way that a caged bird yearns for freedom, the black slaves cried in anguish under the captivity. The spirituals were born from those cries. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? This soulful, powerfully moving, yet nobly restrained spiritual encapsulates the entire story of the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus. It is one of several spirituals in which the people who suffered through the tragedy of the American slavery would draw a dramatic parallel between their experience and that of the persecution and torture of Jesus. Were you there when they crucified my Lord?
My Lord.
gospel music is sacred music. Gospel, meaning good news, derived its name from the close connection with the Gospels. River in Judea, our next song, music by Jack Fielden and lyrics by Linda Marcus, was arranged by John Levitt for the 1991 International Choral Symposium for the Conservatory of Music at the University of Missouri. This heartfelt gospel piece has all the elements of a traditional gospel at its best. There are also two very opposing opinions on the correct pronunciation of the title word. Is it Judea or Judea?
Of the river that freely flows.
spiritual, first published in 1872 as one of the songs of the Fisk Jubilee Singers, an African-American a cappella ensemble established in 1871 who toured along the Underground Railway path in the United States. The source of the melody and lyrics is unknown, but developed out of tradition, which resulted in a number of very similar songs. We're going to sing for you, Get On Board, Little Children. Thank you. That concludes our Not Just Jazz concert programme. We've hoped you enjoyed yourself as much as we have. If you'd like to join us for supper, we look forward to catching up with you in person shortly. Also, if you'd like to follow us, we now have a web page. We have become modern. If you look up forcecompanymusic.com, there you go, you'll find us and you'll be able to follow what we've got coming up for the rest of the year. We'd like to leave you with a final quote from the lips of one of the greatest composers of all time, Ludwig van Beethoven, who said, "Music is a higher revelation than all wisdom and philosophy. Music is the electrical soil in which the spirit lives, thinks, and invents." Good evening.